We must fight for our freedom. Like it's a must that we fight for our freedom. A lot of us feel like when we hear the word fight and when we hear the term fight, that we have to use our fists, we have to use our hands, we have to use our physical ability to get the job done. But that's not always the term that we have to use to fight. That's not always the only way to fight. Welcome to Message from the Motherland. What's going on, world? Welcome back to another episode of Message from the Motherland. I'm your host, Tim Ford Jr. here, and we are here today in East Africa, Tanzania, here to give you guys another message from the motherland. Welcome to you guys from whichever platform you're tuning in on, if it's Apple Music, if it's Spotify, wherever you're tuning in from, YouTube, welcome. Karibu Sana and Swahili for those who don't know. So yes, guys, welcome to another episode, and I like to get straight to the point on this podcast so that we can get to the nitty gritty and get to why you came and get to the reason why you guys clicked on this video or this audio to listen. So today I want to talk to you guys about we must fight for our freedom. Like it's a must that we fight for our freedom. A lot of us feel like when we hear the word fight and when we hear the term fight that we have to use our fists, we have to use our hands, we have to use our physical ability to get the job done. But that's not always the term that we have to use to fight. That's not always the only way to fight. There are multiple ways for us to fight, and we have to find ways for us to fight in this time for our freedom. We are free, but a lot of us don't act like we are free. We don't think like we're free. We don't move like we are free. I know there's a lot of people that watch my content and want to come to Africa and talk about moving to Africa and doing this thing over here on the continent. But there's something blocking their mental state for them to even do it. They feel like they're not free and they're not allowed to actually move out of the country that they're in, that we were taken to. It's come to a point where people feel like they're not free to move and do what they can do around the entire world. They confine themselves to one particular country. And they're afraid to step outside of their comfort zone because they feel like they don't deserve it or they don't want to put up any fight to free themselves. Like I said, you don't have to use your hands to fight. We have to start using our minds. We have to fight with our minds now. It's a different battle that we're fighting against. A lot of the things that we've watched, a lot of things that we've seen, a lot of the things that we grew up on has put things within us that hinder us from going where we want to go. We have to face that reality now. It's time for us to look in the mirror and look and really understand that the stuff that we watched has really not prepared us for where we are trying to go. So, you don't have to fight an individual. We don't have to necessarily, I know when people hear fight, they think, oh, we have to fight the white man. Yeah, the white man, he's there. We know technically the white man is a boogeyman now. Like he's something that's in a lot of our people's mind that stops us from moving because we're afraid of the so-called white man and the system that's going to stop us. Yes, there's a system in place. I agree with that. But we are able to maneuver and operate outside of the confines of the system if we have the right mindset. If we fought enough, like Bob Marley said, we have to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. If you emancipate yourself from mental slavery, you sort of put yourself outside of the system that was put in place to stop us. So we have to fight against the construct that's been put in our face to tell us we can't do certain things. We can't operate on certain levels. We can't come to Africa. Many people are so afraid to fight that they tell themselves that we're not African. They say, oh, I'm not African. I'm supposed to stay in America. Man, if you feel like that, I'm sorry to hear that. Because actually, guys, our civilization started over here. So even if some of our people are from America, they migrated from here first in order to get to where they were. So we have to remember where civilization started and where it all began. So we have to, We have to fight this thing. We've been mentally programmed. We've been mentally made to believe something that's not true about our motherland. We are fearful to look into this place. We are very fearful to even see the beauty in this place. Even some of my brothers and sisters who live here, who are from here, the media has done such a good job that people don't even believe that there's beauty in their homeland, in their motherland. They feel like they have to run to other countries in order to build something. But beauty is out, bro. Beauty is here. Like, where I'm from, I don't have these. I don't have an ocean in my backyard. That's in America. Some places in America, we don't have this beauty. We don't have these luxurious things that you guys see on the media. You just think that we are living in a utopian paradise. Everybody's skipping through the world, skipping through America, all happy and happy-go-lucky. No, it's not like that. It's real stress. It's real trauma. It's real hurt. It's real pain on another level that you guys wouldn't even understand. So I wouldn't recommend people continue to, want to put themselves in that environment. And I'm trying to teach my people how that they can step out of that environment. So we have to fight. We have to fight the mental programming and thinking that, man, I have to stay in America. I have to stay here. There's no place that's better than this. This is the best place in the world. Man, the only people that think it's the best place are the ones who are there. Even the foreigners who go inside of there, they know, like, I'm coming here to make some money and go back to where I'm from. That's a lot of their ultimate goal. It's a lot of opportunity to make money, yes. But if that's not the sole purpose of your life, if that's not the reason why you're here, if you have a spiritual calling, if you have things that you know God is calling you to do, you have to fight for your mental freedom. We are mentally enslaved now. I know you see the fist. It's broken off of the fist, and it shifted to our minds. When they put the televisions in our lives, they started another way of programming us to look at things wrong. So you got to be able to fight against that. You got to know now that what you think, what you see, what you've been watching, those things that you've been feeling, that's not yours. That was planted there. Like, it took me a while to realize it and come to the realization, but a lot of these things that we choose are not even our choices. Like, I'm athletic, and when I was younger, I felt like, okay, I'm supposed to play sports. This is what athletic people do. But if you think about it, that system was put there because they know we're athletic, and they know we're going to gravitate. Okay, if everybody's playing basketball, if everybody's playing football, all of them will be playing it. So we are sort of conditioned to think that we're choosing, like, oh, I don't play basketball, I play football. But you're still playing a sport in the game, in the system that they want you to play with. It's such man, they got us so good, bro. But, man, we have to fight the mental programming that we've been put under. And you got to realize that, man, a lot of the choices that we made, they weren't our choices. Something was planted there to make us feel that way. So the negative imagery, the negative viewpoint that we have about Africa, we have to realize that they put that there in us. And once you accept that as a man or a woman and realize, like, you have the ability to change that, you have to work and do what it takes. And with fighting, that means you have to fight yourself. We literally have to fight ourselves to learn something new, to dive into the truth, to really take advantage of the truth, to really learn the truth. And when I say fight yourself, I mean, when I first started learning new things about, like, what's going on in Africa, finances, financial literacy, like, when I would read the book, my body would be like, bro, what are you doing? Why are you reading this? Let this go. Like, bro, we don't need this right now. As you know what you're supposed to be doing, but when you want to elevate, when you're trying to learn something new, when you got to do something new, because we've been programmed a certain way, our body fight us from learning it. So you have to fight yourself in order to learn something new. When you start reading about something new, that first day, that first 2 minutes will be difficult, but you have to fight yourself to say, okay, I'm going to put at least 5 minutes into this. Start gradually. Do 5 minutes a day until you're able to slowly increase it more. But we have to start exposing ourselves to different knowledge and not just believe in what the teachers put in our face, not just believe in what the media put in our face, because there's a different side of the story that a lot of us don't know about. And there's a quote that I saw a few years ago. It said, until the lion is able to tell his side of the story, the hunter will always be the victor, or something like that, something along those lines. And basically what it means is we've been watching the story of what happened to Africa from the Europeans' perspective. Like, just keep it real. We've been getting it from their perspective. So now it's time for us to stand up and keep it real from our perspective. Now it's time for the lion to speak. Now it's time for the lion to stand up and speak up for those who came before us, who fought to get the shackles off their wrists. But now it's time to fight, for us to fight to get the shackles off of our mind. So we have a role to play in this thing. Our ancestors fought to get it off of their wrists. Now we have the ability to use our mind. We have the ability to tap into the knowledge that they were not able to tap into because of the system that was put in place in that time. So we're able to look at Google. We're able to read things. We're able to go look in the books. We're able to do so many different things now and to change our mindset. So we have to take advantage and get the mental shackles off of our mind. It's time now. It's time. You have to fight. Fight yourself to get to that level. All right, you have to. And I know I just mentioned the lion here, so I want to just make an introduction to a new segment that we're gonna start doing here on the show. So I have a few brothers here in town, and they are very talented artists, as you guys can see. This one is actually mine. You guys won't be able to get this one, but I'm actually gonna start, showing different art pieces to sell to you guys that are interested in possibly buying and supporting a local artist here in East Africa, Tanzania. So if you're interested in purchasing this lion face, just reach out to us and email us at I'll put the link in the bottom of the video. I'm sorry, in the bottom of the podcast and in the description box, so that you guys could check it out if you're interested in purchasing. Since we're here, gotta show y'all some of the products real quick.
I'm not your body ready. I'm not your body.
Yeah, natural product.
Not your body.
Yeah.
Not your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come closer. Come. Busy beachy. So yeah, man, in this fight and in this journey and in this thing of us elevating us, getting to that level that we want to reach, you got to be okay with fighting. You may even have to fight those close to you. You may even have to fight those that you grew up with. You may have to fight your parents sometime. I'm not trying to influence that. Don't think I'm just saying, hey, go fight your mom and daddy. No, don't think that's what I'm saying. But sometimes there's some of us within our families that have deep convictions. We have deep convictions that's supposed to change the way that the family operates. A lot of us know that we are in families that are doing things that's not right. Like, you may be looking around like, bro, I know I'm supposed to be doing that to be successful in life. You may be looking at a situation where you're like, nah, like, I can't stay in this environment if I want to be successful. If I want to reach that level that I know God is calling me to, if I want to do the things I know that I'm called to do, I have to change the way that we do things as a family. So sometimes you're going to get backlash from those who are closest to you because you are doing things differently. They may try and say, hey, you think you better than the family, you doing things differently, why you going against the grain? You got to understand that's a part of the process. That's a part of the journey. That's a part of you breaking those curses. That's a part of you doing the work that you need to do. You got to fight those closest to you sometime. When I was in my low-level state, there would be times when I wanted to do things, and the people that was around me, they didn't get it. And I allowed myself to be talked out of things sometimes until I learned that, okay, I had to fight against it. So I'm guilty of it myself. I know we get talked out of it from people that's closest to us. So I'm not just talking from, some dude on the internet. I've been through it a few times. Like, you be with people and you like, bro, I got this great idea. We can do this. I can see you helping here. And as soon as you finish telling them, they're like, nah, bro, that's not a good idea. So you have to fight against those close to you in order to believe what you believe. I told my family, when I was working on, yeah. I don't know if y'all heard that, but somebody was just screaming as they was walking by. Please keep that. But yeah, I was talking to my family when I was younger about me doing this one day. I told my grandparents, I told my family, I told my mother, my father, like one day I'll be doing this, having my own show, talking to people, inspiring people, and doing this. And at the time, I think they believed me, but I don't know. But I had to fight against my family my grandparents for sure. My grandmother wanted me to keep a steady job. She was like, just go to the warehouse and you'll be okay and you'll be able to take care of yourself. But I'm like, Grandma, man, I need to be around some people. Like, Grandma, I know what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I understand the security, but Grandma, I'm different. Like, I love people. I got to be around people. So I left. I think I was making at the time like $13 an hour. And that was good money back then. I was fresh out of high school, no bills, just a cell phone bill, and making $13 an hour. And I left that, and I wanted to go somewhere and make $2 an hour to go and serve at a restaurant just so I could make money from talking to people and interacting with people. And when I left $13 an hour for $2.13 an hour plus tip. So I would just get tips every day based off my service to people. So I enjoyed that way more than working in a restaurant. And that prepared me to be able to help so many different people. Now I know how to help. Man, I can help anybody because I serve so many different people. I serve rich people. I serve poor people. I serve middle-class people. I serve and interacted with so many different people. So my route from me fighting against the grain, me fighting against my family and what they was trying to force me to do, it prepared me for what I'm doing now. Now I encounter so many different types of people with me helping them via email, over the phone, face-to-face. And now I have a personality type in my mind. And I know, like, okay, I know I've had an encounter with this type of person. Because believe it or not, we all act the same. In some sort of way, like we all the same, bro. It's weird to explain, but we all have the same worries. We all have the same wants. We all have the same needs. So we all act the same in some sort of way. So once you meet one person, bro, you sort of have a memory bank of how some of these people act. Of course, some people act differently. You got to give everyone their own chance to show themselves and prove who they are. But personality types, those type of things don't change, bro. So I've noticed even across cultures, like it's the same. With the people I meet here, it's the same type of person that I would meet over there. So, yeah, man, you have to fight and fight against those who think you're not supposed to be doing something if you have a deep conviction for you to do something. That's it. That's the only way people are going to believe it. Fight through it first, all right? So you literally have to fight to learn the truth. Like, no, there's no other way around it. There's no other way to get the work done. You have to fight in order to get to the truth. So don't be afraid if you have to fight against those around you. You have to fight against yourself. Or you may have to use your fist sometime too. In some situations, you may have to use your fist. So, you know, I wouldn't recommend it. And we all don't hope to use our fists. But if you have to prepare yourself and get in those type of situations, there's people out here that unfortunately operate in that manner. So be ready to protect yourself in all ways. So, yeah, we have to fight and be prepared to fight. And when it gets dark, you have to stick to the plan. You have to stick to the mission. You have to stick to the vision. You have to stick to the end goal. Many people come here to Africa, and when it gets dark, when they get faced with, you know, a dose of adversity or something that they have to overcome, a moment for them to triumph over something, they run because it's dark and difficult. I know how hard it is, and I know how difficult it is to elevate from a broken mind state and a broken mentality. But you have to stick through those dark moments. That's what gives you the power to go through the next one. That's what gives you the ability and the authority to go to the next level. Because you're going to keep continuing to have the same mental battles and the same fights until you overcome it. And that's where a lot of our people are stuck at. They've waited until they've gotten older, and now they're trying to overcome the mental hurdles and the mental fights and the mental battles. Like, I've met a lot of people that's a little bit older than me, and they told me, they was like, man, you know, I wish I would have done what you did at your age when I was younger. A lot of them know now that they should have came to Africa a long time ago. They would have been in a lot better position had they taken advantage and overcome the mental shackles sooner. So people, you know, sometimes you wait for too long to act on something that you're going to have to do at some point anyway in order to reach another level. Like a lot of us, God puts the same thing in our face for us to keep trying to overcome. It's like the same thing repetitively. We all have the same problem. So I'm sure it's something that you're experiencing that's repetitive, and you're like, God, what is this? He's like, figure it out. I'm trying to help you figure it out. So you have to, when it gets dark, you got to fight. You got to ask God to show you the truth so that you can get through it and you can learn the principles and the tools to overcome that. So, yeah. Yeah, stick to the plan because nothing comes easy. And truth be told, nothing comes easy, and you will feel crazy when you go down that path. You will feel like, okay, what is this? I'm alone. You won't have anybody to talk to. No one will understand you. If you got a spouse, they will understand you in some aspects. But if you don't have a spouse, you're going to have to start alone and feel crazy going down the path of unpacking things and figuring things out so that you won't be crazy, so that you can get uncrazy. Because in those societies that we were forced to come up in, a lot of us have been traumatized at a young age. And it forces us to be crazy and react in crazy ways and act out in crazy ways. Like, I remember, I never forget when I was in the process of thinking about getting married to my wife. I started to have those deep convictions. If any man that's married, when you get to that level of marriage, the level of thinking about getting married, there's a point where you start thinking like, okay, is this true? Like, what am I supposed to do? Is this like, am I feeling this for no reason? Is my mind playing tricks on me? Man, I went to church and I was trying to talk myself out of it, trying to find something wrong. And man, I went to church and the pastor this day, he was like, what did he say, man? He was like, a lot of y'all are with women that are good women, but you trying to find something wrong. You trying to call her crazy and pick something out that's wrong with her. He was like, Negro, you crazy too. We all crazy. We come from America. Like, you come up in this society, if you was born here, if you lived under this, you are crazy. Something's wrong with you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. You may not want to admit it. You may not want to look in the mirror and keep it real with yourself. But if you came up in that environment and you survived some of those things that we had to encounter in that society, you crazy. Sorry to say it, but just face the music and get uncrazy. It's not to say that you will stay that way. It's not to say that you can't heal. You can't overcome what's been put in us. But the first step of overcoming and healing from something is realizing it and accepting it as fact. So we have to accept the fact that we've been forced to learn things. We've been forced to react in crazy ways. Our culture has been like, it's cool to be ratchet and fight and act crazy. So we literally have to fight the urge to act ratchet and crazy. Even me, I know it for a fact. I'm not just talking to just be bumping my gums. Sometimes I want to act ratchet and crazy because it's what's put in me. People say certain things, and you're like, no, you didn't just say that to me. People act a certain way. You're like, no, you didn't just act like that, because that's the way that we've been programmed. So I have to fight myself too. There's always a constant fight. So this generation had to fight here to get the chains off. Once again, we have to fight here to keep our mind pure, to get our minds back to the place that they need to be so that we can keep operating on the level that we need to operate on so that we can get to where we need to go. So you got to fight. Put your gloves on. Fight yourself. Fight your people. Fight your lower self. But partner with the people that got the right mindset. Because there's other brothers and sisters out here that have different callings in different areas, in different arenas, that when we come together, we are able to amplify the voices that we have to another level. Like, never underestimate the power of, because like right now I'm working with brothers who have specific gifts and specific talents with audio equipment, with camera equipment. And my specific gift, my specific talent is speaking, standing in front of people, presenting something. This guy's specific gift, specific talent is art. He can draw and paint. We all have different things, but we're all coming together and creating something amazing. We're fighting against everything we had to fight against to come here right now to create what we're creating right now. We fought against a lot, all of us, to get to where we are right now, to get this message out. So there's a lot of fighting that you have to do to get your message out, to get your work done. You got to fight through some things. And when it's time to collaborate, have the right mindset to collaborate. I know it's tough for us to collaborate as a people because of what we've been through. But when it's time to collaborate, when it's time to do those things and link with the right people, you will feel it and you will know it's time to do something divine. It's time to do some amazing work. So overcome the fear of death too. A lot of us are scared to fight because we're afraid of death. A lot of us are afraid that if we speak the truth, if we stand up for something, we will be murdered or something will happen to us. If it does happen, that's a part of the story. That's how it's supposed to go. And more people will come after you and stand up and stand on your shoulders. So we have to be bold in this season. We have to fight. Marcus Garvey said a quote that said, there were Europeans who risked their lives and dedicated their lives to make sure that we are in the mental state that we are in right now. So we have to make sure that some of us dedicate our lives and risk our lives to make sure we pick our people, our brothers and sisters up and help them to see who we are, what we're supposed to be doing, and how we're supposed to be operating as a people. So be ready to fight. We have to fight for our freedom on this next level. So the next generation won't have to fight the things that we have to fight. We didn't have to fight the way that they had to fight, thankfully. Because, man, they went through a lot for us to get to where we are right now. So use your gift, use your ability, use what you are supposed to be doing to fight so that we can get our people to another level. Because we can't stay like this, dog. We got to figure this out. We got to each one teach one and work together and figure this out. So fight for your freedom. Get your mind right. Do what you need to do so that you can elevate, so that we can do what we need to do as a people, all right? Karibu to the fight. Welcome. And let me go ahead and end this thing today. So first, if you're interested in coming to the continent of Africa, I know there's a lot of people that ask us a bunch of questions. And so basically, based off the questions that we've received, I've created a free document with 14 of the most important things you must know before you decide to make your transition and come over here. So if you're interested in getting that free document, just click the link in the description box and you'll be able to get the link to download the document, all right? And for those who are interested, we have also created an ebook, a comprehensive relocation guide from America, Babylon to Africa, Tanzania. So if you're someone who's interested in getting a step-by-step play for you to figure out how to get from America to Africa, we've created an ebook for you as well, for you to be able to get what you need to get so that you can come over here smoothly. So if you're interested in purchasing an ebook so that you can be ready and prepared to come over here, click the link in the description box and you will have access to that as well. And if you're interested in making the transition over here to the continent of Africa, I offer one-on-one consultations for those who are interested. If you're trying to get over here for your specific needs, I will sit on the phone with you for 1 hour and answer all the questions that you will have. We can sit on the phone and and go over whatever questions you will have for you and your family so that you guys can have a smooth transition. So if you're interested in that, click the link in the description box and you will have access to book it, okay? And if you're thinking about getting your healing done from the inside out, my wife offers herbal consultations for those who are interested. She's helped thousands of people heal from many different things. So if you're interested in getting healing done from whatever you're dealing with, from fibroids to hemorrhoids to too many steroids, I don't care what it is, she can help you with that, all right? So if you're interested, click the link in the description box so that you can book that, all right? And also, we have a private community for those who are interested in making the transition to Africa. If you're interested in getting around like-minded individuals to hold you accountable and possibly create new partnerships in order to make things happen over here, make sure you click the link in the description box so that you can take advantage of that as well. And also, just a quick review on what's been going on in the group. Man, the first 2 people that came into the group, you know, a business has been created, a partnership has been created from those 2 brothers, and you know, it's promising, and I'm glad to see that the community is coming together and things are coming in place. So, you know, the platform is set, the room is set, the table is set. So if you're interested in joining the community with like-minded individuals, come on over and join us so that we can possibly make something happen together as a people. And yeah, let's get to work, all right? And last but certainly not least, we also have a newsletter that we will be presenting every week. So if you're interested in joining our newsletter and getting on the list, join us at t3me.org/newsletter so that you can get added to the list, so that you can get your newsletters weekly, all right? And yeah, if you made it to the end of the video, I thank you for the love. I thank you for the support. I thank you for giving me your attention. I don't take it for granted. I hope that I was able to bring you some value. I hope God used me to edify you and help you to realize it's time for us to fight in a different type of way, all right? So, man, keep the shalom peace out there. Don't let these people stop you. Don't let these people make you fearful, and keep going. We need our people to elevate mentally, overcome the poverty mindset, overcome the lack, the scarcity mindset. We are here to elevate, and we are here to build. Each one teach one. If you're thinking about coming to Africa, make it happen. If you're not thinking about coming to Africa, change your mind. All right, y'all be safe out there. Shalom.